Bam, we live.
We
Hello,
live.
everyone. I was just about to say to my friends here, I am determined that we're not playing for 8 hours today.
Good
It is
for
episode
us.
8.
Good for us.
I'm determined.
Listen, unless there's a time
Before
skip
7 hours,
where
50?
there's past the full moon so that I can just play Sleepy Margot, you're right, we're not, because we're not going to be
We're
able
not.
to.
Yeah, good.
I've
Good.
been quadruple vaxxed and it is still hitting y'all.
It's still there. It's still there.
So you're
My
saying
immune
that the
system's
way
working
the way we're stopping from going for too long is we had to drug you.
What?
Yeah, basically. They had to, yeah.
We have to drug Danny so that we're not going to go for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Danny's
Danny's too tired for us to continue the game because she was drugged on yesterday preemptively.
I understand and appreciate your health. In fact, forcing the rest of us to have good health.
For the crew.
Today, I'm going to ask y'all what you remember, and then we're going to go to the intro, and then we're just going to start.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to ask you in character or if I'm going to... Rafe, what do you remember?
Oh.
Such a scary question.
Rafe, tell me what you remember of the last 6 hours, 6 to 12 hours, probably.
Oh, God. That requires Sam to sort of understand the timeline, so...
Oh, God, no, I'm not asking you to do that. I don't understand the timeline. What do you... what do you remember from last time that we played this game?
Where I had recently finished moving into my new place, and I had invited Allison and Margot around to see, and also because I wanted to... I had information that I wanted to give them access to a bit more of a stir than I expected, but then, I didn't realize it was so...
Arguably, Margot invited Margot.
That's not incorrect. The plan had been to do that. Margot just jumped the gun.
I'd like to argue that I was invited. It was just kind of an open invitation for later, and I said, "Hey, how about right now?" Is what actually happened, I think. So
doing an e-brake turn in the process.
Yeah. I was interested,
but then I got invited to a meeting.
Knee summoned.
Yeah. And that was new. Which seemed interested to find out, but then what we learned was a bit distressing. Turns out they're cuckoo in the midst, and it's going to be difficult to know who to trust. And this particular cuckoo, well, they've been designed so that the more basic ways of trying to flush one out might not work. So I might try and design something a bit more specialized that might be of use to the others in revealing who the cuckoo is. I mentioned to Allison that I was going to be seeing Ren in the morning, and that got a reaction I was not expecting.
Yes,
but was nonetheless quite interesting and might make the conversation with Ren somewhat interesting. So we'll see how that goes.
I guess we will. Lai, what do you remember? What happened? What happened for Lai?
Oh
Like a
shit!
number of things happened for Lai. What exactly happened, Lai?
Nothing good.
Oh,
Nothing.
That's it. That's the
That's it.
summary. So let's see. How did I start my day? I had like a fairly normal day at work. Students flirting in class, it's kind of par for the course. But made it through that fine and headed home. Got a summons to the Reyes household for a household meeting. And it was all very ominous and very tense. And then Henry and Jay revealed that there is a cuckoo in our midst, and that's really kind of thrown a wrench into everything. The group of folks who were there, it was obviously me, Margot, Allison, Henry, Jay, Rafe, Noelle, and then Carmel. And while we kind of tried to figure out ways we could potentially ensure that the people in that room were actually the people in that room and that none of us were the cuckoo, Carmel kind of asked if I trusted her, and I told her no, given the situation. I didn't really trust anyone. And then she asked if I had ever trusted her. And unfortunately, the answer was still no. So that's how everyone knew it was really me, which it's accurate, right? But it really sucks to kind of have that like pointed out in the way that it was in front of a room of people, but also the fact that like that's how she knows it's me, is the fact that I'm not a great partner. It was just a little rough to realize. But so that happened, and then meeting adjourned. And Margot wanted to talk, so we chatted for a little bit. Margot really like showed herself to be a really good friend by talking about how she actually looked into like hybrids, specifically my sort, and that was really nice of her, even though not a whole lot came of it. And I tried to kind of watch her back like in return, by just giving her like a vague forewarning about the fact that her and Allison are like fucking with shit, and that's drawing a lot of attention from a lot of dangerous people. And I think she thought I was actively threatening her. So I just don't feel too great about myself right now, because I'm not really doing a good job of showing anyone in my life that I am a trustworthy or reliable person, or that I care about them. So that was my day.
Oh, what a day.
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Forgot
That's
all
how
that
I feel.
happened in
So.
rapid succession.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I feel great
Margot.
about myself right now.
Oh. Margot, how are you feeling? How are you? What's going on? What do you remember? Has it been that bad for you?
Kind of always a loaded question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a special kind of magical powers that let me know that my girlfriend's my girlfriend, as far as I know.
Power.
I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how that's going to work out if we keep sleeping together, but it's been brought to my attention that there are other problems with that too. So yeah, it's troubling in a way, but not the worst thing that's happened to me even this week, I don't think. So like,
What's the worst thing that's happened to you this week?
Death came to my door before I had breakfast.
I mean, you had breakfast. You were eating breakfast.
A first breakfast, though.
Yeah, it was just the first breakfast. I do understand.
Okay, it was still too early. It's It's not how you start a day. Anyway.
One breakfast. No.
And death.
And death.
Anyway, when we got called to the meeting that everybody's talking about, I was just glad that I'm just glad my mom's okay. She was not there, and I was kind of freaking out because nobody was saying anything to me. Now, my dad is not himself, and a lot of shit is happening. Yeah, pretty much what everybody else said. I was there too.
You were also there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how about? Oh, where to start? Let's start with Rafe. Following the meeting,
we're gonna run the intro.
We're not going to run the intro. We are going to run the intro. I'm going to run the intro now. I'm going to cut myself off mid-sentence.
We're sorry, the number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording.
We're back.
Rafe is taking his clothes off for the cause.
So,
Rafe is naked.
Naked Rafey. But I mean, the problem is that it only proves it. What?
The once?
It only proves it the once. Like, Rafe goes out of a room, Rafe walks back into the room, Rafe then has to prove it again.
I mean,
I guess it's just canon that anytime Rafe's on screen from now on,
naked.
You just
Yeah.
You don't have clothes on for the cause.
Look,
And no secret socks, goddammit.
Rafe should always be naked. When he's not naked, the audience should be asking, why isn't he naked?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rafe should always be naked. So knowing that there is a conversation with Ren coming up, or something with Ren coming up later, some kind of intimacy.
Rafe is naked for other reasons.
No, Rafe would not be naked for that intimacy. That's a poor choice.
Oh, it's a keep the clothes on kind? Okay. Well, I mean, that's a choice.
That's with a fae. It's like, no.
I know, I'm joking.
The shirt stays on.
The shirt stays on.
The pants stay buttons.
Brooke fucked a fae with clothes on. It can be done. Sometimes you're just
I was just saying, like, you don't have to be naked to do a fuck.
Yeah.
You do not have to be naked to do a fuck. Do you ever realize what you said?
I didn't. I knew when I said it. So no.
It only happens every now and then that I realize what my life is. When it happens. It's so funny.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Rafe, night before the morning of the so the meeting's finished. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you doing? How are you planning?
Probably straight home.
Straight home.
I think there's some stuff that they'll want to look up in terms of like, because essentially trying to set up like almost like a kit that can create a similar effect to what, a slightly lesser effect to what's actually protecting the library. And also then like making it able to mostly target specifically cuckoos, so that you can take that kit and then set up a space somewhere else and make that space.
So not using the Rafe's home.
Well, I think part of it's like looking into is like, could it be where it's like, because ideally it's sort of, you can be able to work out what will be the optimal space that you expect these the cuckoo to actually be in, where Rafe's home is probably not that really. So if it can be set in a way which so it's like you can sort of get all your stuff together, go to that place, set that place up, and then have that as a thing, would be useful. But part of it is like he's going to have to sort of like do some research into, because it's the what's the mechanic? Big magic.
It's big magic. So I've got a couple of conditions for you.
Yeah.
That Jay would give or help say before Rafe left, but I wondered what your idea was for the big magic first. Jay would say, we're only going to get one shot. So first step, prove that you can keep me in or out of a space.
Oh.
You know
Okay,
that at the
proof of
very
concept.
least, I'm Lycan. So
Yeah.
we got to test it. That's the first one.
Did Jay say at the very least I'm Lycan? Is
That's
Jay
exactly what
implying
Jay
they're
said.
a hybrid too?
Jay's not saying damn thing, I bet.
Jay hasn't said a damn thing.
Yeah.
What Jay says next is make another that could keep Allison or Noelle out. We don't know what this cuckoo is. So if you can modify it to fit monsters most likely to be present, you should be able to tune it down so only cuckoo gets stuck.
Yeah.
So the idea is, by process of elimination, if you eliminate what is already in the group that you know, anything that's not that must be cuckoo.
Hey, don't have it exclude unicorns because we haven't talked about that yet.
Oh shit!
Just so you know.
Well,
Maybe
that's
have
the
some
thing.
conversations with other people too, okay?
Well,
Might be important info.
might be you might I mean, Jay would mention, oh yeah, probably Reaper also and Selkie, but you need to test it. And so the final condition is that it's going to take I want to say a few days, but because I don't understand the timeline of this game, because no one understands the timeline of this game, it's going to entirely it's going to take a period of time that's not one roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 That's the easiest way for me to do it and not have to worry about.
He's trying to like adapt, because the current protection that we've established on the library is like you can give people like a one-time pass to be able to go in, or you can set it up so it's like this is a more permanent, until told otherwise. But that's usually on an individual basis. It's like a person to person. We're trying to make it set it up to be a more broad thing. So it's it'll just take years. And proof of concept is a good idea. So
We're
that's
not
what
creating Rafe's library is not inherently like racially profiling monsters, but we want it to. Is what we want.
It's like,
basically what's happening.
There's a kind of a thought process or somebody be like, all right. So I'm gonna have to like burn all these notes once we're done. But no, this is not something we want other people to get.
What it's not going to do is work 100% of the time. Once you've found something that you can fine tune, it will work for that specific situation. Because in what other situations are you going to have a Lycan, a Psychic, a Selkie, a Reaper, and be like, and a Succubus, and be like, I want to keep out or keep in everything else. Welcome to the rest of the monsters. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're doing anything that like it's not like you're creating something that someone could be like, I will take this and congratulations, no one can get on a plane. You know.
It's like, oh no, what have I done?
The TSA has gotten hold of your information and
Again?
ooh,
I already have my DNA.
here's the thing.
Come into the country, you have to give them some.
What the fuck? Gonna
Gross.
sidestep that gently.
I cannot sidestep it because I want to come into the country. Anyway, so Rafe, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think once he gets home, I mean, what time? It's relatively late by that point, I guess.
Might be I would say 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. It's not that late.
Sure, but meeting someone at dawn.
That is true. It is late for someone that is meeting someone at dawn.
So I think they'll do some like initial I guess work on sort of confirming some initial thoughts and sort of working out, try and get a sense of like where he'll need to go to, or like what he'll need to do to actually accomplish this. And then sort of probably after getting that, going to bed.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to leave that there for a moment. Put a pin in it. While that's happening, Lai, what do you do after you have finished talking to Margot? Because I recall you did not go back to the house.
Correct. Lai did not. Yeah, Lai, I think went home. Probably just like teleported right to their house. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to decide like the order of events in which they would do things. I guess they unfortunately have work tomorrow. And then after work, they're going to hang out with Tallulah because they had like their standing plans that were established a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. So I think Lai tends to be someone to bottle and repress and bury something and then simply never address it. But I think in this case, given the so much of it all, maybe they're gonna text the big guy. Mm-hmm.
What did they say?
I don't think that they send a text. I think we've previously established that Lai can just kind of like send a message just via Reaper powers. And it is a vague message that is not fully, it's not words, it's just feeling. And so I think Lai is actually just kind of subconsciously sending out one to the big guy. But other folks from the underworld could probably also feel it, but it is to the big guy. That is just like a vaguely nauseous feeling that Lai is not necessarily super intentionally sending, but it's just like, man, I just want to talk to my dad. Like, I just imagine having a parent that you're close to. Wow, I just want to talk to my dad.
Goodness.
But it's not a direct reach out intentionally, but they are sending that subconsciously. And otherwise we'll just be in their home like sulking, probably. Because that's what Lai does actually, is sulk.
Sulk. it doesn't take long for that feeling to result in on the basement door.
Basement door. Good. Yeah, Lie will go downstairs and answer the basement door.
And it is the big guy.
Hey, what's up? What are you doing here?
I thought I'd just stop by and say hi. More than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Lie just kind of like makes a and just goes upstairs because this is also the big guy's house, as much as it's theirs. So,
do you ever have a little kiddie pool in your dad's house for your girlfriend to come over?
Yeah.
You don't? That's not.
Doesn't everybody? Yeah.
So, big guy follows, and heading up the stairs is just like, so. I mean, I spoke to you this morning, but how have you been?
Oh, see, that was this morning.
That was this morning.
That was this. Hey,
it's been the world's longest day.
Everyone. Lie has had one of the worst days in their existence since coming back topside after they murdered their father and sentenced their mom to who knows how long in prison. That's all the same day. Jesus Christ.
Shit, their mom went to prison?
Yeah, their mom went to prison for them.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Their
I thought
mom,
they escaped the country and didn't actually go.
No,
Shit.
she went to prison and then left the country. But yeah, she was in jail for a hot minute. Given the fact that a child went missing and a guy was dead.
Yeah. She went to a prison, which is not fun for a unicorn, one of the most natural creatures that exist. Put one in prison, made of metal, many angry people. Not fun.
Probably rough for Laura. But yeah. So Lie's this was Lie's terrible, no good, dirty, rotten day, or whatever that children's book is. So the big guy's like, hey, I saw you this morning. What's up? And I think Lie is similarly taken aback by like, Jesus Christ, it's been a day. It hasn't even been a full day. And they like the big guy, even in his human form, is still very large and very tall. But Lie is like the big guy's like maybe like 6'1" or something. Lie is 5'11". The big guy's not that much taller than Lie, and his human form is fairly non-threatening in terms of like his musculature. Like he's not jacked, but he's like maybe a little bit more muscly than the average adult man. But like standing in front of the big guy after he says, hey, it's been less than a day, Lie does that thing where he's just standing in front of their dad and just kind of tips forward a little bit and like just leans forward and is just like resting their like the top of their head and their forehead like on the big guy's solar plexus.
Big guy gives big hug.
And is just the most kid that Lie has been, certainly on screen, even though we've seen their actual child self. And is just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What happened?
I mean, first everything in Turkey, and then this morning, and then I guess someone who's working with the Reyes family and like that whole mission thing isn't who they say they are. They're like a cuckoo. And I don't know anything anymore. Like, I thought I knew how to be a Reaper, and I might be fucking that up. And I thought I at least like knew the people I was working with. Like, that doesn't mean that I trusted all of them implicitly or anything, but like I thought I knew who they were, and I thought I understood the stakes, and I thought I like knew what I was doing, like at all. But I don't. And what if I fuck it all up?
The big guy doesn't reply for a long time. He just hugs Bly. He just holds him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, well, even if you fuck it up, you still got me.
What if I fuck that up too? I mean, I might have like killed someone. And like lots of people kill people, but I mean, you have a job also.
You have the big guy. You have me. I'm your dad. And that's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out and we'll fix it. But we got to figure it out to fix it.
I don't think I'm smart enough to figure it out, Dad.
Yeah, I feel the same sometimes. But you don't have to figure it out alone.
Yeah.
You don't implicitly trust them, but can you?
I don't know. I want to, but I don't know. Especially now that there's a cuckoo. I feel like I was just starting to, and now that's dangerous. In more than the normal ways that trusting someone is dangerous. Like if we say the wrong thing to the wrong person, everyone on that mission could get killed.
If you say nothing to anyone, though, everyone on that mission could get killed anyway.
Yeah.
It sounds as though you're walking a fine line.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know that I spoke to Margot and Allison and Noelle. You probably know because you were with them, but they're all mostly normal. What they said. They're all, the way they were describing you, is mostly normal.
I mean, if nothing else, we know that the Lycans are who they say they are. It's kind of hard to fake their connection.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I can trust Margot and Allison, and I do trust Henry and Ari. I don't know how mutual that is. I tried to like talk to Margot and watch her back, and I don't think she trusts me.
Why?
And she thinks I'm gonna fucking kill her. I didn't threaten to, but I mean, her and Allison are still terrified of death. A warning, a piece of advice from me, it sounds like a threat, apparently. And it definitely fucked things up with Carmel. So my track record's just not, it's not great right now.
What did you say to them all?
I don't know.
Well, if I know you, I know you pretty well. You are going to continue to wear black, despite the fact that I gave you that fuchsia sweater. It's never been worn. You are going to continue to do your job because that's what I asked you to do. And you are going to avoid talking to anyone about anything. And just hole up in here and hope it all blows over.
It's worked so far.
Has it? What happened with Carmel? He looks at the kiddie pool.
I think she just finally realized the kind of person I am. That I don't trust her and never have. And am not honest with her and don't tell her things. I just hole up in here instead. And I don't think she wanted the kind of relationship where she's in a bubble. I think she maybe wanted more than that. And I only gave her a bubble because it's all I'm used to. It's safer.
You know, Lai. I never met Jared. And I never met Tallulah. But you have a whole kiddie pool just sitting in your lounge room.
She needs it to teleport.
Shula's never been here.
No, I mean, up until like a month ago or 2 months or whenever the fuck. I mean, I thought Tal was just a mundane.
You could have told her.
Can't come here. The fucking underworld is in my basement.
You could have told her. Not that the underworld's in your basement. I mean, that's slightly different, but you could have told her that you're a Reaper.
That's... I couldn't have done that.
Why?
There's like rules or whatever. I can't just be like, hey, person, the whole fucking world is actually a whole other different fucking world. I mean, that's like the thing we fight against.
If you find someone you trust, someone that you care about, how would you go your entire life not telling them something like that? And while Carmel was at summer camp, Carmel knows more about you than Tal did. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you've had her here. I mean, this whole library of finals is one thing. But how many tubes of lipstick you go through in a year, that's a whole other piece of information that, you know, anyone that's with you should really have.
All right. I didn't realize I needed to disclose my lipstick habits.
Well, you don't. She's got it. All I'm saying is I don't think you've fucked things up as much as you think you have. For what it's worth, I understand that I have a job, but the part that's your dad doesn't think that you killed anyone. The part that's my job has to follow the investigation. The part that's your dad doesn't think you did.
Have you found any leads? Or like, do you have any?
Psychic problems.
Always with the psychic problems.
I need to talk to Allison, but between her mom and Margot Reyes,
I mean, I could help. She's marginally less scared of me than of you, and I don't know, maybe I could reassure them that everything's okay or something.
If you could, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I don't want to rape her. I don't want to kill her, but psychics are there's history, and they don't trust reapers.
I mean, this is an investigation, but it's not like a court of law. You're not gonna like arrest her or something.
No, I'm not.
You
and
just
Can't.
need answers. And in theory, if anything was wrong, it'd be on my head, right? Not hers.
It depends on what she has to say.
I'm just trying to find a way that I can reassure her that's
Oh,
actually reassuring. She's really good at panicking about all of the possibilities. You know, maybe it's a psychic thing. It's kind of hard to reassure her when, like, you know,
she can just look and find out. Yeah, it's hard. So I just need
At
to
least-
talk. Yeah,
the death thing. The death thing should help.
the death
As long as
thing.
we know you're not gonna kill
Yeah.
her, because why would you?
I have no reason to.
They still think I might kill them, and we've known each other for months. I could have done it by now, but they're I don't know. Both of them are like weirdly paranoid all the time about death. I don't know. Obviously, they didn't grow up the way that I did, so
Well, they did not, but I somewhat understand the psychic thing. I don't understand the lichen thing going on, but the psychic thing makes sense. We're sort of opposites. Sort of. It's it makes me uncomfortable to look at them. I imagine it makes them uncomfortable to look at me.
I guess. Why are you uncomfortable? I mean, it's not really opposites.
If someone is supposed to die and a psychic sees it and helps to avert that, it's not that fate has necessarily changed anything. It is more that it feels different, wrong.
Is fate like a and they like step back a little bit to go like a does fate have like a physical manifestation too?
Yeah.
Okay. Like same thing, like force of nature, but also can have a corporeal form and like
Yeah, pretty much.
is there any relation? Is fate like my aunt?
No.
That's a Margotism, shockingly. He seems convinced.
You do not have an Aunt Fate. She is more closely linked to the psychics.
Maybe that'd be comforting for them.
I don't think so.
I don't know, but if I say, "Hey, I have one, but so do you,"
It's less in the nature of you also have a force of nature, and more you have a force of nature who keeps trying to tell you to let things be, and you're deliberately saying no. Psychics see the future and then decide to change things. Fate goes,
Auntie Fate is not necessarily a fan.
Not necessarily. It depends on what they're doing.
Maybe I keep that one to myself.
Yeah, probably.
God.
Aunt Fate frowning in the distance.
She feels someone's talking about her.
Yeah, she's like, what? I felt that.
But you've been talking shit.
hear you. I hear you. I knew you were going to have this conversation.
God, Aunt Fate is canon. I love it.
She wasn't an aunt until you called her Aunt Fate, but she existed.
Well, that was what Margot kept saying.
Yeah,
Was like, what?
yeah.
Is Fate your aunt?
Yeah.
And then continued to say, call
Yeah.
your Aunt Fate and ask her then. Fine. Like,
Yeah, you probably don't want to keep calling her. I'm just saying. Wellington did the same facial expression as you at the camera, and I appreciate you for it, Wellington. Thank you. But yeah, no relation to me.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily go to mixers. We generally agree, but we don't, spend time together, visit for the holidays, that kind of thing.
Hasn't no one suggested that? You could have like your own Mount Olympus. I'm just saying.
Honestly, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah. Guess depending on what other, again, gestures there are.
There are a few.
Okay. Do I get to meet those ones when I'm like a little bit older, or does everyone just get one? How's that work?
There are some of them you hope you don't meet.
Even more than death?
My opposite is not necessarily fun to spend time with.
Okay.
It's part of the reason that your existence is confusing.
Fair. Yeah. I want to talk about opposites to death. Okay. Thank you for coming here. I didn't. Thank you.
Being death comes with responsibilities. So does being a dad.
Okay, Spider-Man. Oh my God.
What?
Am I Uncle Ben?
I hope not.
I died and I made you a dad. That's like kind of like the
You're not Uncle. That's not how that works.
I'm just saying. I died, then you said great responsibility. I don't know. I don't know anything about that comic shit, but I'd probably ask Margot.
Yeah. We gotta get you some culture.
Gestures to the bookcases of records. I have culture.
Yeah, I know some pop culture.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And with that, he's gonna say, is there anything else?
Nothing that can't wait.
What do you need?
Nothing. I'll tell you about my classes. My students are fucking ridiculous, but that's, I'll see you soon.
Save it for dinner.
Yeah.
Which is in 2 days. So, see you then.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay. And off he goes. He takes the stairs. And you hear him walk halfway down the stairs and then just disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get that cardio in somewhere.
One half staircase is enough for the big guy.
Yeah.
Death side has to get that 20,000 steps, which is why they don't have the horse anymore.
Yeah, we leave the horse at home and take the stairs. Margot and
Does
Allison.
this mean? Sorry. Does this mean Lai was a horse girl in their childhood?
Yeah.
Because that was before
Yeah.
Death got rid of the horse.
Yes. Yeah.
Canon.
Yeah.
It is
Canon.
canon. Lai definitely knows how to horseback ride.
What was the horse's name, Phoebe? What was the horse's name?
Tell us.
Here's the thing. There's probably like a canonical answer from like Death
True.
lore
Well,
and like the name of the horse that like Death itself rides.
What-
I mean, yeah, but like that's
young-
not.
Young Lai
does
could be
Lai
like,
call
what's
it?
the name of the horse? And the big
Yeah.
guy's just like, we are beyond such things. And Lai's like, no.
No.
Jimmy.
Big guy, the horse. And Death goes, okay.
That's
It's
true.
horse
What would
the
a child?
horse.
What would a child who names Death the big guy call a horse?
Shit. What was the what's the Good Omens dog's name?
The
Is it
little
dog?
guy.
Like,
It would be the little guy. Lai's the little guy.
yeah.
Mm. The clip clop.
I was literally trying to think like, is there like an onomatopoeia thing we can do with like clip clop?
Nay.
Like,
Clippity clop. Clippy cloppy. Sugar.
we'll circle back and I'll have
We'll
a name.
circle
for the
back
horse.
on this. Yes, please.
Sadly,
But
this is
the dog's name from Good Omens is actually just Dog, the Hellhound from Good
it
Omens.
always just dog.
Yeah.
My
The
mum
dog.
did name her first dog Puppy, and so it was just Puppy.
Yeah. That is very much like a kid move.
What kind of dog though? Because I want to imagine this like just this massive, it's a really big dog, and he's like, "That's
It was a
puppy."
golden retriever, actually.
Yeah,
Of course it was.
But hang on, the horse's name is Elton John.
Yes.
Elton.
And Elton John approves. Elton
The
John?
horse's
Elton
name
John.
is Elton John, and is Elton John still alive?
Yes.
I don't know why I said that. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Elton
so
John.
sorry.
I mean, Elton John would probably still approve, if we're honest. Because that's not Elton John's real name. So he'd take it.
Sure.
Okay, so this is
Of course,
this
that
is also
is
just
Elton John.
like a deep lie lore that has never had a reason to come up. But the first like vinyl record Lai ever listened to was an Elton John record. And they don't listen to Elton John now, but that was the first thing they ever heard on vinyl.
Yeah.
And is what started it. So they have like a single ancient Elton John record in their collection. But that was their first one. So we'll say that was like Elton John is the horse now.
We love fun facts about Lai. We know more about Lai than any of the other characters do. It's great.
By a long shot.
By a long shot.
And everything I know, I love.
It's true. Margot, Allison, when everyone else has left, Allison says, can you take me to my house?
Right now? You want to go home? Or to your...
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You okay?
Huh?
You okay?
I just think I should talk to my mom after
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just go get my keys real quick, and we can stay right there. Like she gets like a little bit nervous about like leaving the room, and then like says like, "No, you should come with me." I guess she's like thinking about like the conversation they just had where she had to prove who she was. Like, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. You can come with me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best.
Better, yeah.
she's like sort of like looking around. She's kind of confused, kind of like disgruntled. Like, well, not disgruntled, but she's just sort of like, you didn't believe it was me like a second ago. Like, it's me. Like,
I mean, she hasn't said anything to Allison about this, but Allison will say, you should do the same thing, you know, right?
do what?
Decide on some questions.
For?
To check it's me.
I mean, I could do that for everybody else, and I'm gonna, but you? I know it's you, Allie.
Yeah, but just in case. Maybe.
You can.
I don't know.
You can ask me if it makes you feel better. I want you to feel safe. So there's that. But yeah, come on. She turns to like and to go towards the door and stops at the door and waits for her so she doesn't go out of sight. Like,
yeah, Allison will follow.
It's like an overwhelming feeling of just like, there's really no other word for it. She's pouting. Like, she's like, just kind of sad about it. Like,
she's pouty.
I get everybody else, but me?
Me? You're holding me to the same levels as everybody else?
Just like, yeah, so she's gonna go grab her keys and quietly not make eye contact, and she's gonna say, hey Dad, I'm gonna take Allison back to her place. I'll be back. Like, shouts into the kitchen.
Okay.
Don't try to kill me when I come back, I guess. I
do my best.
Weak laughter like leaves the house, like goes to like get in the car, like awkwardly kind of like holds the doors open for Allison, and like again is like very, very conscientious about like not leaving Allison's sight. She doesn't want to trigger the questions again because it didn't feel good the first time. So she's not gonna walk around the car. She's gonna wait until Allison gets in the car and then walk around the front of it so she can see her the whole time. So there's no like, oh, you walk behind the car, you might not be you now. Like, if I don't go out of sight, you don't have to doubt me again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what she does.
What did you and Lai talk about?
Just kind of told them about Margot kind of takes a deep breath, and
does she lie?
That's a good question. The feeling of anxiety that she had when they first started explaining that there was a cuckoo around kind of like comes back because Allison's asking a question that is like important to the all of what is going on. And it's like it's doubt comes in. It's like, should we even be talking? Like, what if we shouldn't? What if you're not you? What if I am an idiot and you just gave me a warning? And like, I just like, what if? You
don't have to tell me.
No, we were just talking about this morning and like their dad and stuff. It's just shit. This is gonna be hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're sure about your mom?
No.
But you're gonna go home.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to leave you there?
I don't know yet, but
okay. Okay, so I'm not leaving.
The feeling that I'm feeling right now,
Yeah.
That feeling is kind of the same as the feeling I get all the time, just bigger.
Which one?
Not being sure if the person that I'm talking to is the person I'm talking to.
So this feels like, I don't know, camp, or when you feel like you can't trust your visions or something?
No. Do you remember how I said I only really know that I'm seeing, that I'm experiencing reality if you're around?
Yeah.
It's that.
But you said you weren't sure about me anymore.
But you're also not sure about me.
Yes, I am. But she says it like immediately. Yeah, I know, yes, I am. I know who you are. I would know.
Is that a lie?
No.
Okay.
It's indignant, and if it's a lie, then she's lying to herself too. I will say that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a put my foot down, stomps foot. No, I know you are you.
Right. And I trust that you are you.
It's not the same thing as a knowing.
Thing is, I've kind of lived my whole life like this. So everything is kind of like this. So it is almost like everyone else is experiencing my life.
Maybe they'll cut you a little bit more slack after this then.
I think I both trust everyone else more and less because of it.
I think the thing I'm worried about the most is just that that's stupid. This isn't what we're talking about. Don't worry about it.
What?
I don't want to make this about me or about us or anything like that. But,
what?
Well, I mean, you're saying this isn't really different than how you usually experience life. Like, usually I'm the exception, and now I'm not. So that's different. Feels different.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I don't want to point out the obvious, but it's going to happen if we suppose we have sex and we're just like both just thinking about, whether or not the connection's going to break. Like, that's, I don't want to, it sucks. I don't like, I'm not accusing you of anything, and I get it. and what you're feeling. Like, I get it. I understand. It makes perfect sense. And like, you wouldn't be the good hunter that you're going to be or are already if you didn't do this. But I'll be honest with you, I don't like that you're not sure.
I can't be sure
I know.
I can't be sure without touching you.
Margot's gonna lean her hand on the center console and go.
Allison takes her hand.
What's different?
You're warm. The difference for me is the reality thing hasn't changed.
You think it would if it wasn't me?
Yeah, I think it would.
Okay. Margot's gonna like kind of swallow and just
Roll to keep it cool.
I'm
curious.
Wasn't expecting her to have such strong feelings about this, so I'm also curious. That's not great. Not a great start. Ooh.
Look, guys, continuation.
So 5. There's a 5.
A 5, and she's got a 0.
Yeah, she's got a 0.
What happens on a not that?
On a bad? What happens
on a bad? What happens now? A 5. It's not. I mean, it is. It's the continuation of doubt creeps in. Really.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I think like her voice probably just cracks a little bit. She's like, "Do what you gotta do." Okay. She's not gonna say anything else.
What's the feeling?
Hurt, probably. Yeah. It's like a very soft. It's not like a sharp, like I am angry kind of hurt. It's just like it's kicked puppy hurt.
Yeah. Well, I should probably roll for psychic person. Oh, she kept her cool. She kept her cool. She kept it good. Hang on a second.
This episode brought to you by Hadestown, the national tour. Doubt comes in.
Yeah.
Keep on walking and don't look back.
She obviously feels that hurt.
Yeah.
She's sitting right next to you, but she doesn't say anything about it.
Yikes.
She doesn't say anything else.
I think they make the rest of that drive holding hands in abject silence then. No music.
In fact,
she's got her hand. So
And actually, she has something else to say.
Oh.
So it's not in. I mean, it's in silence, but she's silent for some time, and then completely new topic comes out. That's how cool she's kept it.
Cool.
Whew. So she says, maybe we don't stay at my place tonight. I have to go. I have to talk to my mom, but what are your thoughts on tracking Raphael?
For what?
Raphael has a conversation with Ren tomorrow morning at some point. I want to know what they talk about.
And you don't feel like asking is going to get you that?
I don't think I can trust that asking is necessarily going to be. I just think if I can hear it myself and I can hear it from them, then I will get the truth.
Okay. That should be pretty easy to do. It's not like Raphael's got super sniffer or, senses or whatever that are going to keep me from doing that. Yeah. I'll do it if that's what you need.
What's she rolling there? Or just rolling for fun? What was that? Well, you can't just put the entire thing together and then be like, huh, yeah. Tell me what you roll.
Sure, I can.
Still the MC. That's how.
Fine.
What did you roll? You can roll whatever you want, but I want to know what it is.
I did roll to keep my cool again.
Oh, how'd it go?
Oh well. See, y'all, this is why I don't count all of Margot's level ups, because I feel like she rolls all the time and she does it badly.
You have 2 sheets worth of leveling up to do.
Yep.
You know, if you track those level ups, she wouldn't roll so badly.
Oh.
Y'all have witnessed an assassination on screen. Sam.
Ouch.
Isn't it more fun for everyone that this keeps happening, though?
I mean, it would. I'm ready for the day where she succeeds and we're all surprised.
Like, what do you mean? Yeah, she does that sometimes, and it's called when she's rolling for hot or volatile. She's rolling
except for that time that she did not roll well for hot at all.
Yeah,
and she was like, "No, I'm doing this again."
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would mark the level up because you need it.
Only so many of the level ups are, I want you guys to know, only so many of these level ups are like add 1 to a thing, because you don't want an OP character with +3 everything. So it's not like that's gonna, that only helps to a certain extent. Margot's like bad at the things that she tries to do. That's the problem.
But it would give you moves that you could use to help in situations.
You're not wrong.
Of stress
You're not
with
wrong.
your girlfriend.
You're not wrong.
I got the moves, says Margot Reyes, without the moves.
You can keep the moves.
Keep the moves. I'm a Reyes. So, what happens when because that's a fail.
She just comes off. What is it? What is the thing that it says? It says like
She comes off
come
poorly, but
poorly. Yeah.
also she does not keep her cool.
Hang
Is
on.
she trying to shut down, or is she trying to keep her cool?
She's trying to keep her cool.
What emotion is she trying to keep cool?
Oh, hang on. When you keep your cool and act despite fear, name what you're afraid of and roll with cold.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really just a fear that like Allison doesn't seem to have anybody that she trusts, which is the same situation that Lai seems to be in. So everyone around Margot doesn't trust anybody, including her, and like she knows she's her, and like it's like existential dread wrapped up in holy shit, like this is going to shit so quickly.
Yeah, it feels bad, man, when the people around you don't trust you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's rough.
And I mean, Margot's very much like, what am I if you don't trust me? Like, what the fuck is the point of me? Like, if you don't, like, the whole basis of the relationship is just like, I mean, like, on Margot's end, even on a superficial level, the beginning of their relationship was very much about getting to the point where Margot believed that Allison actually trusted her and like was not afraid that she was going to hurt her in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That feels like it's not there right now. And so inherently Margot is like, wall. She's like, maybe I need to start like
just protection. Protect.
I will. Yeah, it's like, do I need to prove myself, or do I need to like not be a factor? Like, so
well, I mean,
yeah.
The interesting...
She doesn't trust Raphael either, and that's the thing. It's just sort of like I think the thing that comes off to Allison is probably just sort of like it worries Margot a lot that she doesn't seem to trust her like friend either. She's gonna do it, but she doesn't feel good about it because of what it means. Stomach churning.
Stomach churn. Oh, I don't know that Allison says anything. No, you know what she does? She says, is there a problem?
No.
Oh, that's a lie.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. I see.
When you say it like that, it sounds like there is. That just came out without her like thing. Is there a problem?
I don't know, Margot. Seems like.
You'd be the only one who'd know.
You didn't want to tell me what was happening with Lai, and then you just lied to me.
Doesn't feel good, does it?
I haven't kept anything from you.
Really?
No.
Yeah, okay.
What?
I mean, when you think it's the right thing to do, you lie to me all the time, Al. I think you just trust that I'm going to call you on it immediately so it doesn't feel like you're lying. It's not like you don't try it.
I don't lie to you.
Allison. Telling somebody you're okay when you're not is lying. That counts.
Is it helpful for me to constantly say no?
Yeah.
Because what would you do?
Something. Or I'd know at least. Or I know at least that you feel like you trust me enough to tell the truth. You're not okay.
But you are... She squeezes the hand. You're Margot. So you don't even need to ask that question.
No. And that's kind of my point. I don't need to ask. I ask because I want to hear it from you. So when you lie, it feels shitty. And yeah, I know, but at that point, what's the point in lying? Except that you're hoping that I'm just going to let it go, or I don't care enough, or I'm not going to notice or something. How does that make it okay?
Doesn't, I guess.
Okay, then. So
It's not the point right now, though.
what is the point?
You got into the car saying that you felt uncomfortable because it feels like I don't trust you. But there is something that you're not telling me.
Yeah. And that's because of the conversation we just had. I don't know how to explain it, but like now I feel like everything that I say is gonna be like called into question. So like, why are we? Yeah, I'm nervous about saying anything that is about anything other than how I feel and what we're doing right now. Because you trusted me before, and now I feel like you don't. So like, I don't know. Either something's changed with you, or something's changed with me, and I don't know. Person I tell everything to is somebody that trusts me. Doesn't feel like you when you don't.
Rafe and I had a talk about this whole thing that's happening. And he said that it's another level to take away trust. I think I get it now.
Yeah. I'll just wait for you out here.
Okay.
She's like rolling up to the estate, the old Finley estate.
Okay.
If you guys talk in the kitchen, you can probably see me the whole time. No, I'm not going anywhere.
I don't need to see you the whole time.
If it'll make you feel better, you can.
No, I don't need to see you the whole time. Not right now. You're close enough.
Me going out into the woods. Never mind. I'm sorry.
You disappeared for a moment. Just a moment. There was a blip. I don't know what it was, but there was a blip. You just disappeared, and I couldn't feel you for just a moment. But it was just a moment.
I teleported. That's what it was.
I didn't know.
I didn't know it worked like that either. I guess I know now. I'll walk next time.
Okay.
She kind of just gently lets her hand go. Just pick it in there.
Mm. And she hops out of her car. No, not her car. Hops out of the car and goes into the house. Meanwhile, Raphael, you were doing some research? Or are you going to bed immediately?
Just probably doing more initial prep, I guess.
What's your initial prep? Tell us about that, please.
He's sort of getting various resources that he's assuming he's going to need. Double checking some stuff, some of his initial thoughts of this is to confirm that the direction that they think they're going to have to go in is the direction. And just sort of initial stuff so that ideally when they do get started, everything is sort of ready. It doesn't actually sort of dive into anything particularly, just because probably does need to go to bed and has more discipline than I do.
I see. Is he using any particular additional moves outside of the standard ones, like ones from your sheet? Are there any?
I don't think so. Could be that. I mean, he might need Dark Past if it hits across an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the initial stuff doesn't. There's not really a move I think I need.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I don't think so, at least.
Then what I will ask you to do for this stage 1 of this process is give me a use magic roll.
It's weird, which is that 8.
It works imperfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So you I need my notes, and I need a book, please. You have managed to gather everything that you need. You're missing a component that you think would be well placed to help with the duration.
Right.
So whenever you use it, because you're going to go through the prototyping, you're not going to be able to test it for longer, test its use for longer than a short period. So it's going to be hey, if I'm getting people to do things, everyone's walking through a door, then everyone's walking out, or everyone's walking through a door and someone is stopped, or everyone's walking, you know what I mean? It's essentially short duration. That's the glitch. But it looks like it will stop at least one of those groups for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is part of that working. Is there anything that Rafe is doing to prep for the conversation with Ren? Is there anything Rafe's thinking about in that preparation?
There's a degree of like trying to think how to like make sure that he is actually talking to Ren.
Mm-hmm.
But also now, given what Allison has said, sort of thinking be worth trying to have a conversation with Ren about that situation. But also not trying to think how, like, I guess sort of like, you know, you don't want to just come out, like, come across as accusatory to Ren. But, you know, if they have pertinent information, it'd be useful to try and get them to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it I guess it's more in light of like the recent thing is just like making sure that it is rented, you know, but also that feeling like, you know, trying to now be a bit more to give more like consideration to who he gives gifts to.
Yep.
Because like before it was very much like what they do with it has nothing to do with me. Where now it's like I probably should take some responsibility. Not just like hand out what could be weapons to any person.
To ghouls or vampires or like.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, people have died. People died, and that wasn't even giving it. That was giving it to just a regular person. I mean, regular person. It was Skylar, so
regular person pre-vamp. You can't call Skylar regular, just your average Joe.
Yeah,
he's not.
Just a regular baseline standard of person, Skylar
Just
Moore.
your normal sociopath type.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, probably best to be like, is this person a sociopath? What could they do with the gift that they want? So, which we've had there is an extent of like, what gift specifically does Ren want, kind of thing. That wasn't clarified, so it's like. But at the end of the day, he did promise.
Yeah,
it's not a great. It's not an amazingly clever thing to do to go breaking promises to Faye. So it's not.
No.
And there is a degree. It's like, I was like, of like, kind of like kicking himself a bit. It's like, I thought I was so clever back then. It's like, it turns out I'm a fucking idiot.
Thought I was so smart.
When the Fae call in their promises. Yeah.
So, and I think this, like, I don't think he's not really given out probably like many or potentially any gifts. really. Like maybe a few, but like he's also been doing other things. Like he's been moving and having to set up a whole magic library that took time.
What kind of people does Raphael now give gifts to, out of curiosity?
I think there may have been a few like saw someone, was out and saw someone was having, a bad time of things or something. And it was like, hey, and just like had like engagement conversation long enough to be able to be like, have this. And it might be like, this person was treated shit. He's had to, get back on track, or he's had to, not feel like you're in danger, kind of thing.
I see.
So it's been an active attempt to be like, I guess, use it as a force of good, but also not having an entirely clear idea of what that means.
Okay.
Whereas before it was like, give out like candy.
Here, would you like my sexy candy?
Yeah.
It's my sexy candy.
Like we laugh, but kind of yeah. Because it's like if you don't care about what they do with the gift, then there is only upside to giving out gifts for him.
True.
Because there's only benefit. But now that he has to sort of also consider what the repercussions might be, that makes things harder. And it's like, and for a while, I think he was just sort of like kind of similar to when Tammy was like, hey, what if we just like hook up? And he was just like, I don't know. This feels like a bad choice. An easy sort of like fall back into old habits thing. So there was a decent period of like just getting over that.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really given out a huge number of gifts.
I see.
And probably hasn't been one where he's like, it's been like I guess premeditated. It was more sort of like in the moment. It was like, oh, maybe this will help. Where this one's like, I'm actually going to go to a place with the specific purpose of doing this. Yes. He hasn't done that like in a while. And definitely not since he's tried to turn around his whole outlook. Yeah.
Since he's tried to change his reputation.
Gestures vaguely at self.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Gesture just my everything? Yes.
I'm going to do one more thing and then we're going to take a break. The thing that I'm going to do is lie before you go to sleep. You get a message from Tal.
Okay.
I don't know about this.
Just because it's mostly a timing situation. Coffee before school? ? Amused.
There's not
school in individual letters. School?
That is not what I was expecting that sentence to resolve as. That's great.
They text back, you want me to wake up even earlier with 4 question marks.
Response, am I not worth it? 3 question marks.
Oops.
3 question marks. Okay. They respond, goddamn, I didn't know you were nocturnal now. I guess so.
See you tomorrow.
They send back little skull and crossbones emoji.
Uh-oh.
No, it's cute.
Yeah, I know. Should it be cute given how angry your water princess is?
What? They sent back an emoji.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
How many times do you reply to Carmel with anything?
With
To
an
me,
emoji, that is Lie's most common response.
Not today,
No,
but still.
not today. Yeah, not today. Not on this day. That's
Okay,
why.
Lie is going to text Carmel. I just couldn't decide if they would do it tonight or if they would wait. But now I still haven't decided, so I guess I have to, huh?
Please decide now. Tell me, because we're going to move. Tomorrow is no.
Tomorrow is
After the break, there are two
tomorrow's problem.
conversations that need to happen. Then it's going to be tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for it because I really don't know. I would like to use one of my new little baby dice.
The baby dice.
So
They're
what
so
should
cute.
what should I roll with my new baby dice? I feel like I have
Please.
to do my d20 because you always have to roll your d20 on a new set of dice.
Correct. So
do we have anything you can roll a 20 for?
No, this is just like chance. This is like
Yeah.
Okay.
just
So
make
odds-
this
odds
decision
you
for me
do-
because I don't know.
Odds you don't, evens you do.
Odds you don't, evens you do. Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, it's a 16. That's a good first roll.
Alright.
And that's an even, so I do. Okay. So I think maybe like after having texted Tal, Lie is like laying in bed with their phone.
Mhm.
And they're like just kind of contemplating it for a while and like looking at their phone, not looking at their phone, looking at their phone, picking it up, setting it down. You know, the thing you do when you're like, God, should I text this person? And there's definitely a degree of like, do I have the right? Considering that I'm the one who fucked up. I think we've all been in that position.
Preach.
But I think given that they are in this position, whilst feeling that they do not necessarily have the right to intrude on Carmel's time, also acknowledging that part of the problem is that they are so absent, and that this is perhaps a way to show that they are trying to no longer be absent, we'll text her. And I think, can I please tell you what they say after the break? Can I at least have this one thing? Because I don't know what they say.
Yes, you may. You may. Yes. But now I know that that's going to happen.
MC.
Yes. So they
Merciful
work,
MC.
and that, I don't know if there will be an exchange or not. That's up to you based on what they say. But at least we know that they are texting Carmel tonight, and I will find the word.
Okay.
On break.
Cool. Good. And with that, we're going to go to a break.
Sexy.
Bye,
Love it.
everyone.